Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and if you're new here, I am a mom to 10-year-old twins, and I have a husband named Jake. So today's video, I'm going to try a new super simple recipe for just kind of a late night snack. So today here in Wisconsin, we got probably 12 or more inches of snow. So I was scrolling through Pinterest and I was just kind of looking around and killing some time. And I came across a recipe called grilled cheese and tomato soup bake. And I happen to have all the ingredients on hand. So I thought, that sounds good. Let's try it, right? Why not? So I thought I'd bring you along with me and we'll see how it turns out. The thing is, I'm going to make mine half as much as the recipe calls because it's just going to be me and the kids probably eating it. But I don't know. I'm interested. What doesn't sound better than like tomato soup and hot grilled cheese combined and on a crazy snow-filled day. Yes. So that's the plan. Let's get to cutting this bread and shredding some cheese and all the little steps. It seems fairly easy, so I'm hoping it turns out great. We'll see. All right, while I had the ingredients on hand, I did need to do some prep work. So, like you will see, I shredded my cheddar. I have just like a piddly tiny bit of this Ultimate Pizza blend, like white cheese blend. So I had to dig out of the freezer another mozzarella. That'll be fine. I also went ahead and opened up a can of Campbell's tomato soup. Then what we have to do next, I have a half a stick of butter. You need 4 ounces for half the recipe. And I am going to, that has to be melted, so I'm putting it in this little tiny cup. And you need, let's see, you need a half a teaspoon of garlic salt if you're doing the full recipe. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some in here and call it good. And then when we're ready to microwave this and melt it, then it'll just be ready for us. I like to try to get as much of the busy work done as I can first, so that I can sit down and get all of the assembling and the bulk of the work done. So now we have all of our ingredients together and ready. Now I need to go get that big loaf of bread and start chopping it into 1-inch cubes roughly. Now if you shop at Walmart, you will know the amazing yellow sticker. I got this delicious bread for 70 cents. It's normally $1, but hey, when it's marked down 30 cents, save 30 cents. Now, if you were doing the whole recipe, I would suggest probably using all of this, but I'm not doing the whole recipe. So I'm going to use maybe half. Let's see, about that much. All right, that looks good. Yeah. Extras out of the way. Make sure that looks nice and tasty. Okay. Now I don't know if there's a perfect way to cut this into 1-inch cubes, but I'm just going for it. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly 1-inch cubes. I think the goal is just to be bite size. You know. Who doesn't love nice soft French bread or what, Italian bread? I don't know which one this one says it is, but you know, fresh baked bread. So good. So now we got this all cubed up and ready. It says to take a 9x13 pan that's lightly sprayed. So let me move all my stuff out of the way so we can do that. Okay, lightly sprayed pan. Now we are going to, what does it say? Toss our breadcrumbs in, or bread cubes And then we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 10 minutes before we move on to the next step. to get them nice and crispy. Yeah, that fills up that pan just fine. All right, let's go get this into the oven. 10 minutes, it says. All right, I just got our bread cubes out. They were in the oven for 10 minutes. They are nice and crispy and beautiful. Then the next step is, let's sit down and see what we got. Remove and pour butter and cheddar on top. So I ended up tossing in just a little bit of, well, it's hard to see it from this angle, but pizza seasoning just for a little extra flavor because we like flavor around here. So I'm gonna mix that up with my melted butter. And then I'm gonna drizzle the melted butter on top of our, what is this called? Bread cubes? Oh, I'm making a mess. I'll bring it down and show you what that looks like as we assemble it all. Now, just to make sure everything gets some butter on it. Sorry, it's loud. I'm going to mix it around, flip some. So everything gets. All right. Let me try to push them over here a little bit more. So the next step for this is we put the butter mixture, and now it says to put the cheddar cheese on top. I'm trying to get these a little closer. All right. I think I did a little bit too much cheddar cheese, but that's all right. Okay, we're going to top it with the cheddar like that. And then it says to put the tomato soup on top of this. So I'm just, I don't know, it didn't say to like mix it with anything, so I'm just gonna kind of do blobs and kind of spread it a little bit. Now for the whole recipe, you would use 2 cans of Campbell's tomato soup, but like I said, I'm only doing 1, so 1 can should be enough. I'm gonna use the whole can and just kind of do the best I can to get it all around everything. Because I mean, this is like the star of the show, right? When I saw this recipe, even though we're mostly dairy-free household, I saw that the grilled cheese part called for 2 different cheeses. I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it. 2 different types of cheese in your grilled cheese. That's how the professionals do it in this house. All right. So that step is done. Now we are going to top this with the mozzarella. Like I said, I have just like a few little pieces someone left in the fridge of this one. That was almost enough. Oh my gosh, look what I just did. Oh boy. We have a towel close by. And now the rest of my cheddar is kind of frozen, but there's some that broke apart off the block of it, so that'll be fine. Trying to keep the big block in there and just get the pieces that fell. All right, so we got that all ready. Now we are going to toss this into the oven again at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. So while I just slid the tomato grilled cheese bake into the oven, I was just realizing and kind of appreciating these beautiful flowers that my sister brought for me the other day. And I thought, you know what else is beautiful? Cookies. And since I have to wait 25 minutes for the other food that I have in the oven, and the oven's already preheated, why not whip together a little batch of cookies? So that's what I'm doing. Now, I found a recipe online, and I didn't have all the stuff, but I had similar things, or most of the things. So like usual, I'm winging it. So, this is not the one I want. I gotta go find the right one. But we need a white, maybe it is this one. I should probably look it up. A cookie mix or a cake mix, like white, vanilla. But like I mentioned in a previous video, I got these crazy color one, like this one's black. I got green and purple and I think orange a few months back in like October after Halloween. They were on super clearance, so I'm just gonna use those. And instead of, you know, white cookies, they're going to be kind of spooky and black. Now the toppings or the mix-ins, I guess would be the best word. I'm gonna toss in, I don't have enough craisins for what it calls for, but I'm doing the whole thing. And then I'm gonna do the rest of my white chocolate chips that I got for Christmas baking that I've been storing in the freezer and want to use them up. So I'm gonna sit and smell my beautiful flowers while I whip up some quick, easy cookies so I can toss those in the oven when the tomato grilled cheese soup, you know, comes out of the oven. One more issue. I know you can't see my face, but I'd rather you see the bowl than what we're mixing up. So I did find a cookie mix. So they're actually going to be purple cookies instead of black. It doesn't matter. They all taste like vanilla, it says. We are going to follow the drop cookie recipe on the back. So all we need is 1 egg and 3/4 cup softened butter, not melted. The other kick, I don't have any eggs, I just realized. So I am going to use some applesauce to replace the egg, and we'll see how they turn out. How bad could it be? Right. I haven't made any of the purple mixes yet, but the black ones, and I think I did green, yeah, were really pretty. I can get it all out of the cracks in here. Can you see just how purple that is? It looks a little pink on the camera, but it is, yeah, it looks pink right here too, but it's gonna be good. Then we need 3/4 cup of softened butter. I'm using plant-based butter because that's what I have. I'm sure you can use whatever butter you'd like. When this softens, it is awfully sticky and hard to get out of the wrapper, but that's what I did. Now I gotta pay for it. Should have put it in a bowl. I knew better. All right. Much butter as I think I'm gonna be able to get off of here. There we go. Set that over to the side. And then it said on Google to use 1/4 cup for each egg of applesauce. Since I only need 1 egg, I'm going to do half of like an applesauce cup, and hopefully that's enough. That's why, if it's not, I'll just add the rest or more as I need it. That looks about half. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this in. Now, I don't know how it doesn't call for any other liquid, but I don't know. I'm not the world's greatest baker here, guys. Might have to get in here with my hands and mix this, but I'm going to try to find some gloves because this has an insane amount of food dye in it, which I normally don't buy, but they were, like I said, they're super cheap. But look at this, is a very dry mix as we start. So I'll keep working with that for just a minute or so, and then I'm going to go grab some gloves. Yeah, this is going to take me all day. Let's make it easier. Get some gloves and go in with your hands. I was lucky enough to find 1 glove in my pantry drawer. So we're going to try to do our best one-handed. Guys, can you see? It's like pink when it's dry and it starts getting really dark purple. Oh, these are going to be pretty. And hopefully taste amazing too. Benefit. See if I can get this mixed in before our 25-minute timer ends.
And Laura Williams on Amazon Music.
All right, after 25 minutes, I just pulled it out of the oven. And look at this. All together pretty good. It smells amazing in here, you guys. I cannot wait. And when I toss this out, I right away just slid in the cookie dough. And so I'm going to pull a piece or two of this out so I can try it while the cookies are baking. All right, I pulled myself out some little chunks. I mean, you could probably take a fork and cut them a little further down if you want, but I'm just going to take a bite off this to try it. Oh. Wow. You guys, this is a must. I will be making this over and over. Not lying. No joke. It is obviously very easy. Not very many ingredients. And it would be super cheap, especially if you use like Aldi brand tomato soup or whatever. Wow. It does taste a lot like a grilled cheese, but you know what? Some of the bread that I cut, the edges didn't get some of the soup on them. So those are still nice and crunchy. But then the parts that have the cheese and the soup on it are nice and like soft and the super savory sweet from the tomato soup. I'm gonna call the kids down and have them eat some with me. But this is so good. And literally it took a minutes to put together. I will definitely be making this like every snow day we get. And maybe even more, because it's easy and delicious. I love when food is so good it makes me dance. I'm easily pleased. All right, I got my taste tester friend with me. We're gonna try these cookies. Ooh. They're still pretty hot. I used a bomb.com.
Not banana.
We might. So me and this guy, we knocked out most of the tomato basil casserole. And now we're working on the cookies.
You should show them how much is left.
Yeah, I'll show you how much is left of this pan that we made.
And it's only been like 10 minutes.
10 minutes, me and him. Madison tried one. She doesn't really care for tomato-based products, so she only had like one little chunk. Me and him went to town, and now we had to sample cookies too. That's just the way of life. So people make these.
Yeah. I 100%. All of these are delicious. I recommend them 100%.
Awesome. Thanks for trying them with me.
Welcome.